What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday, I took a slight step forward. We went 3-2 overall. The under in the Hornets game was not a winner. And sheesh, what else was there? There was one more. Oh, the Wizards. I ended up getting there with the Wizards, and they were not a winner. The three winners were the under in the Nuggets game, the Pistons plus 12 and a half, and the Blazers plus the 10 and a half points. So so I thought they were gonna do it, Rob. I thought they were gonna do it. So it was a good day for me. Slight step forward. I know you had the Magic yesterday.
Yes.
Did you have anything else? How did yesterday shake out for you?
Yeah, yesterday was good, Skee. It was 4-2 overall. Had a bunch of winners. One with the Magic. I think we discussed Bulls team total over here on the show. We had that. College basketball was a winner with Wake Forest and Pittsburgh over. I thought I was headed for 5-1 until the late game, where the Bucks didn't get to their team total of 123.5. Looked good in the beginning, 38 points first quarter, 65 at halftime, but slowed down second half. Good game played by Portland in Damian Lillard's return. Good call by you on Portland plus 10. But yeah, it was a profitable day. It was a profitable month, Skee. Picked up, I think it was 21.5 units over the month of January, all sports. Number one NFL playoffs, and been on a good roll since the 16th of January, mid-January, last 16 days, up over 42.5 units. So it's been good. I'm not complaining. Wish we could have had an extra winner last night, but we'll take 4-2.
4-2. I'll take that every single day of the week. And Austin says, I thought I remember him saying he changes shirts between shows.
Yeah.
We gotta this one it can't count. I didn't think about it, but he was on Wagertalk today. So that's why I'm seeing so many correct guesses on this shirt today. Knickerbocker orange. Everybody watch Wagertalk today. So I don't know, Rob. We'll have to figure out something. Because
I should have been on top of that, Skee. I should have changed. I forgot all about it.
Like, I'm all for the game, but I don't want it to be like where certain people can just go watch the early show and already know. You know, I like it when it's a guess. But let's see, a couple comments I'm looking for. Nets Bets looks like he's hot too. See, look, Hank says, tell Rob, don't go change that shirt.
In-game betting, right, Skee? In-game.
Yeah.
Walk out. Homework. Oh, man.
Look at Nathan. He says, Skee, I swear on my soul, I put that first comment with orange before watching. That's back to back. I want my W.
That's good stuff.
I forgot about yesterday too, but yeah, I got caught up in some stuff yesterday. I didn't even get to watch all of the games. So let's get to today. Some as they say, actionable info. And we have 4 games to talk about. 501, 502. We'll start with Indiana and New York. Opened up Knicks -3. We now see them -2.5. Total open 241 and is down to 236. So big move on the total, slight move on the side. Injury report. Randall and Robinson continue to be out. OG is questionable. Quentin Grimes is probable. For the Pacers, looks like Hallie is probable. Mathurin is questionable. And so is McConnell and Jalen Smith. You know, Rob, I really wanted to get there with the Knicks in this game. Really, really wanted to get there with the Knicks. And they've won, 8 in a row. They've been, I don't have all the numbers since the trade, but I talked about it every day. Like, they've been damn good since they made that trade against the spread, straight up, however you want to look at it. I know they've covered 6 in a row. They're going up against an Indiana team who is on the front end of a back-to-back. They play Sacramento tomorrow. They did just get Hallie back into the lineup. You know, it takes some time to get those stars back into, you know, a rhythm with the team. And he's on a minutes limit anyway. I I can't help but think, why are the Knicks just minus 2.5? I guess it's because the questionable for OG, but they've been playing such good basketball. How can I look any other way? That's just kind of how I feel. So would only lean towards the Knicks, but something about this game, this line just feels fishy to me. So do you agree with me, Rob? Is that why you got your orange on?
Well, I don't know about these fishy things, Skee, because everybody thought Phoenix was fishy yesterday and they won by 16. So sometimes your gut instinct, in your case, it's the Knicks. Go play the Knicks. I laid off just because I wasn't sure early this morning about the injury situation. Anunoby, I think, is important. Matherin on the other side, I think, is important, especially like you say with Halliburton on a minutes limit. I think that's why the total came down. On top of the fact that the Knicks are playing pretty good defense, but I do think that Indiana, obviously, just their presence makes tempo go up. But you want to have all the pieces on the floor if you're going to try and play total here. And I really want to have all the pieces on the floor if I'm going to play side. If you anticipate Anunoby's going to go here, then you probably want to get in and lay the 2.5 now. Probably not worth waiting. If he gets announced as official, then number could go to 3.5. We know how injury news works here in the NBA. So for me, it was a tough call just because I couldn't sort out the injuries. Still really don't have a strong, a more definitive way to look at it because of the injuries. But I would say that, it's hard to argue anybody off the Knicks. I mean, they are on fire right now. And I saw a little highlight package the other night, Skee, where Tom Thibodeau is actually smiling on the sidelines now, which we never see out of that guy. That guy never smiles, but he's happy as heck with the way they're playing defense and the way they're rolling through opponents right now.
I would be too if my team looked like that. So yeah, I can only look towards the Knicks here. We'll see if I get to the window by the end of the day. JB Brown reminding everybody to smash the like button. Says valuable information being given for free. And I did forget to give a shout out to the chat. There weren't that many bets that came in yesterday, but the chat went 8-5. And I'll shout out some of the winners. JB Brown, and that's what reminded me. He came in here and said he went 3-1 on the day, but his best bet he shared for the show was the Pelicans, and that was a winner. Commenter by his username is my name is Bagley over 17.5 points plus rebounds was a cash. Justin with another college winner with Xavier minus 125. David K added with another college winner with Tulsa minus 1.5. JT rolled with that Nuggets game under, which was easy, and D Rose a legend at the Heat game under. So nice work by you guys, and we'll move right along here. So my guy Nucky tuning in says Pacers on the money line. Next game up, we have 503, 504 Lakers heading into Boston to take on the Celtics. Opened up Celtics minus 10.5. They're a 12-point favorite now. Total open 240. We're looking at 242. As far as the injury report, Vincent and Reddish both out for the Lakers. LeBron and AD game time decision. For the Celtics, it looks like just Cornette is game time decision. So this Lakers team, the first thing that stands out to me is, Lakers on the road once again. They've gone over, I believe, 16 of their last 17 road games. They've gone over 7 games in a row in general. And Boston has been a little bit of the opposite, under 7 of their last 9. But the pace that the Lakers are playing at, the amount of three-pointers that I could see them, allowing or not contesting, it's a lot of wiggle room for them to get over this high total of 240 today. Lakers are a bottom 10 defensive rated team last 5 games, and Boston's not far off from that. So I think the over is worth a shot here. I also would only look towards the Lakers. This is just how I see it here, Rob. It's a non-conference game for Boston. Who knows how much they'll care about winning this game and winning it by margin, is what I'm saying. They've only covered 2 of their last 7 games in general. And the Lakers, they're the kind of team where they don't usually try and give effort until they start to feel embarrassed and start to feel like, pride has to kick in. And, below 500, once again, LeBron's starting to talk about guys. I think this is a spot. They haven't been double-digit dogs all season long. I think it's a little bit too many points in this matchup. for a team that should give some effort tonight. So either the Lakers or the over, if not both. How do you feel about it, Rob?
Well, I like the over for sure. Like you said, Los Angeles just been playing these high scoring games. Skee, a lot of times I come on here and if especially if I'm playing team total or total, and I talk about certain teams allowed 115 or better in this many games, 117. The Lakers have allowed 127, 127 or more in 9 of their last 13. And just them going out there and playing defense almost gets you to the total here. And they've been scoring really well too. So as you mentioned, their games have been going over 7 straight to be exact, shooting it pretty well, not defending anything. Boston at home, we know that even though that home win streak was busted by the Clippers, that they do want to win at home. They're not covering at home lately, but they do want to win. So if the Lakers are going to score, have to believe Boston's going right with them. 240 openers seem low. It's only been pushed to 242. I have to assume that we're going to get Davis and LeBron, AD and LeBron in this game. They're always on that injury report. This, if I'm not mistaken, is a television game, right? It's a national television, TNT. So generally those guys play in those spots. I don't know. It's almost impossible to not play over this number. I think they could probably get to 250 in this game. But the sideshow that you started to refer to here, the noise is getting louder. And I even heard mention of names today, 2 in specific, Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell, that whoever you consider the front office to be thinks need to be out of there right now. Whoever's running that front office, could it be a player? Could it be a GM? I don't know. But Lakers are going to make some moves, not satisfied with where they're at. I know last year in the playoffs, D'Angelo Russell had to take a seat on the bench because he can't play any defense. Against these Boston guards, it's difficult. So I think you could sign me up for over 242 here.
All right, Rob, agreeing with the over. And I do like that, but I also like the Lakers in this game. We'll keep moving down the list. Next one up is 505, 506. Cleveland Cavaliers heading into Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. Opened up Cavs -5. They're now 8-point favorites. Total open 219 and is down to 215. On the injury report, I see Ty Jerome and Tristan Thompson out for the Cavs. For the Grizzlies, same laundry list we've been seeing. Williams, Smart, Arabia, Clark, Bain, all out. Rose, Kennard, Aldama, all game time decision here. This is a Cleveland team that did play yesterday. So second of a back-to-back. And Memphis is on 2 days rest, but is on the front end of a back-to-back. Both teams have been playing pretty well. I mean, Cleveland has covered 7 of their last 9. Memphis has covered 5 in a row. Cleveland is only 2-4 on the second of a back-to-back ATS. And one thing I'll say here is Cleveland just got back both Mobley and Garland recently. And I just, I can't help but think it takes time to get those guys in the rhythm and to get them back in the flow with those high usage players. So we faded them last night. We got the cover. I think we can fade them again here tonight. Memphis, they are missing a hell of a lot of people, but that's just giving opportunities for other guys who are hungry, and they're out there giving effort. Last 5 games, Memphis has been a top 5 defensive rated team, and that's why they've covered 5 games in a row. I think they'll give that same effort here again tonight at the house, and I don't think the Cavaliers show up. So I think the Grizzlies +8 are the right side in this matchup. How do you feel about it, Rob?
I might feel the other way. But it is what side of the fence you stand on, right, Skee? Do you think that the energy and effort for Memphis, which is depleted, taking guys up from G League to just come? So I think they had 8 bodies in the rotation the other night, Monday night against Sacramento. And they do have a couple of days off prior to this, but their personnel I have to wonder how long it's sustainable for to just go on energy and effort with this group that they're going with. Now, Taylor Jenkins, reading a quote from him, he said, "We know what we're up against. Yeah, I like the effort the guys bring every night. That's the way they have to play the game." I do get that. Cleveland did play last night against Detroit, it was Detroit, right? 128, 121. The minutes were managed pretty well, Skee. And for what it's worth, Cleveland's lucky because they're in a situation where they're 10 deep with quality depth. They had 10 guys go last night. The highest minutes total that was played was by Donovan Mitchell, 35 and change. Nobody else played 31. Garland, I think, is on a little bit of a restriction. He played 20. Mobley, that was his second game back. They even covered the first game with him back against the Clippers. So that dispersal of minutes, to me, it almost looked like a look ahead to the back-to-back situation here by Cleveland. I think that Bickerstaff did a good job with that. I think that where Memphis is concerned, what bothers me is Monday night they had a 33-18 lead at the end of one quarter against Sacramento. All that energy and effort was present. And in the last three quarters against Sacramento, they get beat 85-61. Beat by 24 points last three quarters. It was just a matter of talent overwhelming no talent. Whether or not they played hard or not, they couldn't get on the boards. Sacramento won the boards 51-37, plus 14. We know Cleveland's going to win the boards with Mobley and Allen. I think Jared Allen recorded his 16th straight double-double last night. So I worry about them interior-wise with Aldama. Aldama wasn't even on the injury list early. He showed up about an hour ago. That would make them even one starter shorter. And as far as the Cavs having any reason to play, quick check of the Eastern Conference standings. They're in fourth place right now. That gives you a home floor in the first round. They're 1/2 game ahead of Philly, who right now looks like they might be without Joel Embiid for a while. It's a good chance to create some separation between home floor and not having home floor in the playoffs. And they're not that far, because of this winning streak, they're not that far behind the Knicks and second place Milwaukee. I think a game and a half separates them from being the number 2 seed. They're playing so well right now. I really don't want to go against them. So I would take the other side of the fence, basically, Skee. I would say that I think over 4 quarters, 10 players from Cleveland, 10 rotational players that are quality players are better than what Memphis can put on the floor. Maybe Memphis can give you a strong quarter the way they did against Sacramento, but Cleveland's way better than Sacramento, right? So I don't know. Generally, this back-to-back against a rested team would work. I don't know that it works here.
Well, we got to talk about it then, Rob, because I'm agreeing with D-Rose, a legend here. I mean, Mobley and Garland, they're very likely on minutes restriction, if not going to be out for this game. Jared Allen is sick. I mean, who knows who we even all get out there on the court today. And even if we do get those couple guys, like we said, could be on a minutes restriction tonight. The longer this game goes on, I think the more it favors Memphis. There could have been a team who's been fading as the games go on lately, but this spot today, this spot absolutely favors Memphis. Is Memphis the better team? Absolutely not. Have they been playing good lately? I think they have. And you look at the Cavs, I would say they're satisfied after winning the game last night. I don't think they necessarily care about coming in here and winning any game by margin. They played 2 back-to-backs after winning. They lost by 19 to the Pelicans. They lost by 33 to who was it? Lost by 33 to I forget who they lost to, but the other one they lost by 33. I think it was the Heat. I think they're satisfied with that win yesterday. I don't think you get energy from this Cleveland team. I hear your argument that how long is this energy and effort going to last until other teams start giving that same energy and effort. And at this point in the season, on a back-to-back, I don't know. I just don't see it for this Cavaliers team. Anything else you would like to say?
Yeah, and you know how I am. I like to play these matchups on the floor if I think they're favorable. I would say that this bench of Karis LeVert, Dean Wade, Niang, Okoro, Sam Merrill, all the way down, it would be semi-problematic if Jared Allen sat. But I don't know that this minutes restriction of Garland and Mobley bothered the team the first 2 games. As I mentioned, they covered Monday against the Clippers with Mobley just coming back in his first game. And he said he felt pretty good out there. For the Cavs, that offense has shot 49% or better in 6 of their last 7 games. Memphis shot 49% one time in the entire month of January. The team can't shoot. I can't. it's hard for me to bank on Cleveland pulling a no-show and Memphis just running around diving for loose balls and staying close, especially when Sacramento beat them by 24 the last 3 quarters. Sacramento is not exactly a team that we consider giving huge effort, especially when down 15 right away on the road. But the talent overwhelmed them. So I think, and let's just say this too, because we talk about every game on the board, but it doesn't mean that we bet every game on the board. Cleveland, not yet a play. I did talk about this game on the recording for the NBA Today show, but I think that Cleveland being 10 deep is a huge boost here to a team that, if Aldama doesn't go, is basically 6 or 7 deep. And none of those guys, I mean, I don't know, Scottie Pippen Jr., Vince, I don't know, Jaren Jackson and Tillman, maybe. 2 of them are in the top 8 in the Cavs rotation. So I guess I just take the other approach that I don't know that Memphis can do it on grit alone.
All right, we shall see. It's all right to disagree. And it's definitely one we disagree on. We'll see how it shakes out. Nucky says, I did see his comment. He says, wouldn't you say it's -8 for a reason? Feels like they're begging you to take Memphis. I mean, I can make an argument that, Memphis has been so bad this season. Like, we saw them for so long without Ja Morant. They were absolutely terrible. Ja Morant came back. They started to look good. He got hurt. They looked terrible again. Now it's a little bit different, but now they're starting to, play hard and cover games. It's not because they're healthy like Utah, but I'm comparing the streak. Like, why would we want to get in front of that? Just because they kept putting Utah up +8 and they kept winning outright or covering the number. So until we feel like it's adjusted enough, which I don't think it is, or until they start to run out of that energy and grit, which I don't think they have yet. So that's my thought, Nucky. Last
Let me
game up.
just let me
Go
just
ahead.
respond to that real quick here, Skee. When Nucky said, "Aren't they begging us to bet Cleveland?" I say they were begging you to bet Cleveland, Nucky, when it opened at -5, and everybody did. The money pushed it to 8. The game didn't open at 8. They started it at 5. People saw that 5 and ran to the window, pushed it up 3 full points. And now at 8, it's kind of settled into where now, like Skee and I were just having a discussion. Do you want the dog? Do you want the favorite at 8 now? Maybe if this line were still 5, I don't know, Skee. I'm not going to talk for you, but maybe we'd be having a slightly different discussion if it was only 5. I'm not sure. But they were begging you to bet. Maybe it was just I won't even say they were begging you. I'll say they hung a bad line when they opened Cleveland at 5, and early money took advantage of it.
Yeah, I would say we would have a different discussion. I still would not go run and bet Cleveland, but I wouldn't feel, be running to the window to bet Memphis either if I saw the 5. When I see 8, 8 looks a lot better. 8 looks definitely a lot better. Last game up on the slate, we have 507, 508, 76ers, Utah Jazz. Opened up Jazz -4. They are a 4.5 point favorite. Total opened up 233.5. It's up to 238. As far as the injury report, nobody on there for Utah. For the Sixers, Melton, Lofton, Embiid, Covington, all out. Maxey, Batum, and Morris are all game time decision. I've been going back and forth on this one here, Rob. And my first initial thought was Sixers haven't been playing well because they haven't been healthy. They haven't had their 2 guys, Maxey and Embiid. And when Embiid was out there, he was still, not healthy. It's the last game of a 5-game road trip. Do they just want to get back home? Utah has been pretty dominant at the house. They're 6-1 as a home favorite. 16-5 against the spread at home in general. They did beat this Sixers team January 6th without Embiid. So they're more than capable. It's just I don't like laying points with teams that are not getting stopped. And Utah Jazz are one of those teams that you can absolutely not trust defensively right now. Second worst defensive rated team last 5 games. So just with that, I couldn't lay with Utah. I tried to go back and think, can I bet Philly? And I just can't. So maybe you can help push me one way or the other. How are you feeling about Sixers and Jazz?
Well, here's one that I did play, Skee. And for those who knew orange shirt, you just saw it on Wager Talk today because you knew the orange shirt. If I just start with the situation that both these teams are in, right? As you mentioned, Philly's in the 5th game of a 5-game road trip, final game, probably just want to get back home. It's been a tough road trip for them. It'll be the 3rd game in 5 that they didn't have Joel Embiid starting. He started against Indiana. He started against Golden State. They do figure to have Maxey back tonight, and I think that's why this total shot up the way it has to 238, because people have figured Maxey's going to go. I had read that he was close to being ready in their previous game, and they think he's good to go here tonight. It's interesting, though, Skee, because for the most part in the NBA, if you have a starter on a 5-game road trip and he's injured and doesn't play the first 4, they really wouldn't bring him back for the 5th. They would let him rest and then, go home and have him ready at home. But every indication seems to signal Maxey playing here. Utah, on the other hand, they just got off of a really long road trip. 6 games, 11 nights. The last 2, they looked like they wanted to get home. And I'll give you a quote in a little bit that shows that they do. Get buried by Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn gets 147 against them, lose by 33, and then get crushed by the Knicks by 15. They look fatigued in those last 2 games. So you got opposite situations here where side is concerned. A starting point for us is usually we don't want the team coming off a long road trip in their first game back home. So that would be fade Utah. But like you said, it's hard to get to Philly as well. A couple of matchups here that really sent me toward Utah's team total over 121 in this game. Without Embiid, we know the Sixers are small because Paul Reed plays center. And Mo Bamba, he just sits there. Right? I mean, that guy's a coach's decision, did not play every game. Even with everybody hurt, he doesn't play. The only game he got in on this road trip was 19 minutes when they were getting killed by Portland. They've been out-rebounded every game on this trip, and it's really not a good sign because Utah's the number 1 rebounding team in the NBA. If they do something really well, it's rebounding. They bring guys like Walker Kessler and Kelly Olynyk off the bench to pound the glass. And the Sixers just don't have anybody 6'10" or better, unless you're counting Korkmaz, who doesn't play a power position. Then I saw these numbers this morning that I wasn't aware of. Utah is the number 9 team. They're top 10 in the NBA in fast break scoring efficiency. You know who the worst team in the NBA in fast break defensive efficiency is? Philadelphia. You got one team that scores off the break a lot, and you got one team that never gets back and stops anybody from scoring. So I think with rebounds and fast break opportunities, Utah point scoring should be up. And then you just get the sheer mathematics. A lot of times on this show, you talk about let's just 1 + 1 = 2, go to logic school. Before the tail end of that road trip, the first 4 games of that road trip, Utah scored 134, 123, 124, 126. That's all better than the 121.5 we have tonight. Philly on this road trip gave up 134 to Indiana without Halliburton, and Embiid played, and they still gave up 134. They gave up 130 in Portland. They gave up 119 the other night in Golden State with Embiid on the floor for 30 minutes. I mean, if he didn't play in that game, Golden State's going over 121.5. So the defense has been bad for Philadelphia on this trip. The Jazz at home in the month of January, they played 7 games. All 7 went over 121.5. The Jazz at home this season, 123.9 average scoring. You talked about their ATS record as a home favorite. As a home favorite, they're averaging 132.7 points per game. And I had to go back and check because 132.7 is an incredible number. None of those games were in overtime. So the number isn't even skewed. 132.7 as a home favorite is crazy. Will Hardy, I'll give you my coach's quote for the day. Will Hardy says, I'm excited that we get to get home and have a practice just to get back to work and do some of the things that are hard to do when you're on a long road trip. It's time to get back to Utah. I tell you the truth, Skee, this could have just the look of 5th game in a 5-game road trip where Philly doesn't play a lot of D. Utah doesn't play any D anyway. If Maxey comes back, the pace gets quickened. I thought over 121.5 was a pretty low number for you. In fact, I got it at 121, but it's now 121.5. So I'll take Utah team total over.
Yeah, I could understand that. I think both teams could have success scoring. At least Utah is the healthier of the two. But both teams bottom 5 defensive rated teams last 5 games. So I could absolutely see that. Good stuff here. Good stuff, absolutely. And that's the NBA card. So quick and easy. We can move on over. Um, Let me ask you one thing before we get out of here, Rob. Since it's a quick and easy show, do you already know? You don't have to tell me who it is right now, but do you already know who you're going to bet to win the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, I mean, I did it Sunday night, 5 minutes after the game ended.
Okay, I think I know who you're going with then.
Yeah.
I'm
It
sure
didn't
I'll.
take me long, Skee. I'll tell you a short story. I was texting with a buddy of mine, and I'm guessing, and I say, I think that Casey's probably going to open like a 3-point favorite here in this game. And then it opens San Francisco 2.5. And I mean, thank goodness you don't have to get in a car and drive to a window where I am in Philadelphia. I could just sit there, open up 6 different apps, and go to town. But yeah, it didn't take long.
And it shouldn't have taken long. All right, let's move on over to the best bet segment for the show. And you guys who have been around, you know what to do. For the people who are new, 3 rules: put the number of the line you're getting for your best bet. No more than 2 best bets. And I went out of order this time, so I'm forgetting the third one. um, dang, what are the rules? Help me out, everybody. No more than 2 best bets. Put the line of the best bet you're getting. Oh, and put best bet next to your actual best bet, just so I can know that's the one you're rolling with. On that note, Rob, I'll ask you if there's anything. As people still cutting up on that football note, Rob, but I'm gonna let them do it. I'm gonna ask you if there's anything you would like to promote, and maybe there's one play you like a little bit more than the rest.
Let's promote, the company that we're working for here, Skee, Wagertalk.com. Again, I say it every day, but we may have new viewers every day here on your show, Skee. So if you're not currently a member at Wagertalk.com, just drop in, give me your email address, quick and simple. You got immediate free access to all the video content they supply each and every day, all the written content that they supply each and every day, host of shows. No matter what sport you're involved in, there's a show over there with analysts who know what they're talking about over at wagertalk.com. So you want to go ahead and, for free, go ahead and put your email address in and sign up. If you're interested in selection packages, mine are always up for sale right there on my homepage at wagertalk.com. For the board here, Skee, I mean, I'll just go back to where we left off. It was my favorite play of the day. I'll stick by it. Utah team total over 121, now 121.5. I think there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to do that. The game total has shot up 5 points now, 238. I'm seeing DraftKings even over -15. It would look like Philly's going to have a couple of bodies back here, including Tyrese Maxey for this one. But all the signals for Utah just point to them scoring points, allowing points. I think they're going to get better than 121. I laid out the reasons why. So that's my best bet. Utah team total over 121. And I guess I should say 121.5, which is where it is currently.
Good stuff there from Mr. Veno. And for my best bet, I will roll with the Lakers and the Celtics. Best number you can get right now is over 242. And I gave you a lot of reasons why, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Lakers have gone over 7 games in a row, and they've gone over 16 of their last 17 road games. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't see any reason, to go the other way today. So appreciate you jumping on with me here, Mr. Rob Veno. Unsure if I will have a show tomorrow because I'll likely be traveling. And I know you have stuff to do tomorrow too, so may not see you until next week. So hope you have a good weekend and a profitable weekend. For my guys in the chat, I appreciate y'all 1,000%. A lot of great insight, and I forgot to put the best bets on the screen. I'm out of it a little bit here today. A lot of great insight, and we know how to have a good time. So I always want to let you guys know I appreciate you. Before I actually shut it down, let's take a look at a couple of these best bets from the chat. And they did have a winning day yesterday. Del Toledo likes Knicks -3. David going with Oregon -2.5. Nets bets likes the Celtics and the Jazz. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy, Otto. Oh, man. Best bet for Siete Couture say he likes Cleveland and Utah moneyline parlay. And D'Angelo is going with the Jazz -5. For you guys watching on the replay, you can just go to where the comment section is, swipe over, and click it, and you should be able to see the live chat replay to get to all the rest of the best bets. So, appreciate you guys. Best of luck if you guys are telling. Good luck on all of your action. And I will be live again with Wham, Bobano, and Dutch at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch y'all then.